Hey guys, Premier League Matchday 7 predictions. In this video, I am going to break down all the 10 Premier League games that are going to be taking place this weekend, because one Premier League game is going to be taking place on Friday, 4 Premier League games are going to be taking place on Saturday, and 5 Premier League games are going to be taking place on Sunday. So I am going to give you guys all my predictions for these 10 Premier League games that are going to be taking place on round 7. And in this same video, I am going to show you guys how the games ended last weekend. So if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, I will appreciate if you can hit a thumb up to the video, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you watch the video carefully till the end and tell me what you think about my Premier League predictions of match day 7. Now, when you take a look at the games that ended last weekend, Everton played against West Ham, right? That game was played on Monday. The game ended 1-1. Let me even start with the games that started on Saturday. On Saturday, Brentford defeated Manchester United 3-1. Manchester City defeated Burnley 5-1. Leeds United shared points with Bournemouth 2-2. Crystal Palace defeated Liverpool 2-1. Chelsea suffered a defeat against Brighton 3-1. Sunderland defeated Nottingham Forest 1-0. Tottenham against Wolverhampton ended 1-1. Aston Villa got their first Premier League victory of the season against Fulham. Arsenal defeated Newcastle 2-1. And the final game was that took place on Monday, where Everton shared points with West Ham 1-1. Now, when you take a look at all the games that are going to be taking place this week on Premier League round 7, on Friday, let me start with the first games that are going to be taking place on Friday. On Friday, Bournemouth is going to be playing against Fulham, which is actually tomorrow. So this is a game I'm inviting you all to watch, because we are done with the UEFA Champions League. Europa League games are going to be taking place today. After the Europa League games today, we are going to watch the first Premier League game tomorrow, right, which is going to be that of Bournemouth versus Fulham. Now, this game is going to be very, very interesting. The reason why I'm saying this is because Fulham is actually having a good start of the season. When you take a look at the last Premier League game that they played last weekend against Leeds United, the game ended 2-2, and this game is going to be very, very interesting. If there is one player to watch in this game, it's Semenyo. Semenyo is a player to watch in this game. And when you take a look at this Fulham team also, there is Al Iwobi, there is a Bassi. These guys are very, very good when it comes to defensive and offensive strength. So this game is a game not to miss. Bournemouth versus Fulham. Leeds United versus Tottenham. I'm going to give you guys my predictions at the end. Leeds United versus Tottenham. This game is going to be interesting. Last weekend, Leeds United shared points with Bournemouth 2-2. Tottenham shared points with Wolverhampton 1-1. So coming into this game on Premier League Matchday 7, is going to be an important game, and it is actually the first game that is going to be taking place on Saturday. In this game, I think it is a game must win for Leeds United. They are playing at home, and a game must win for Tottenham, playing this game away from home. Also, when you take a look at the Champions League game that Tottenham played inside the week against Bodo Glimt, the game ended 2-2. And if they carry that energy into this game, they are going to suffer. Though this is the Premier League, but I think they will have to play their best in this game, right? Arsenal versus West Ham is going to be taking place also on Saturday. To me, I've been saying Arsenal is one of the favorites to win the Premier League title this season, and it is not by magic that they are here today, because the point difference between Arsenal and Liverpool is now just 2 points. So if Arsenal win this game on Saturday against West Ham, they are going to be seated at the top of the table, waiting for the game of Liverpool against Chelsea. And this game also, there are many players that Michael Arteta is going to introduce in this game, because of the games that they had a very high intense game against Newcastle and another game against Olympiacos in the UEFA Champions League. So I think Michael Arteta is going to come into this game with the mindset of winning. And also, this game for West Ham is going to be a game where they would like to fight till the last minute. Remember, the head coach of West Ham played his first game against Tottenham, where the game ended. Against Everton, where the game ended 1-1. So in this game, the man will be looking for his first victory, which is actually going to be difficult, right? So Arsenal coming to the game to win. There is the game of Manchester United versus Sunderland. I don't know much about this game, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't understand Manchester United. I don't just understand Manchester United, but Sunderland is actually in good form. They are actually in good form. And I think at the end of the day, the game is going to be tough. There is the game of Chelsea versus Liverpool, which is going to be another tough game. Now, can Chelsea grab their first Premier League victory after 3 Premier League games against Liverpool on Saturday? Is that going to be possible on Saturday? Because it is the final Premier League games that is going to be taking place on Saturday. And also, Liverpool have suffered 2 back-to-back defeats. a defeat in the Premier League against Crystal Palace, a defeat in the Champions League against Galatasaray. So coming to this game, Liverpool will be coming to play their best to see if they can grab all the 3 points against Chelsea. Now on Sunday, the game of Aston Villa versus Burnley. Remember, this weekend Aston Villa won their first Premier League game of the season against Fulham. So they would like to see if they can continue with the same winning energy against Burnley. Though Burnley is also in form, so it is going to be a tough game. Everton versus Crystal Palace is going to be another tough game. Crystal Palace is the only team in the Premier League that is still undefeated this season. That is the only team in the Premier League now undefeated this season. They defeated Liverpool last weekend. Everton shared points with West Ham last weekend, so it is going to be a tough game. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. The truth is this: Newcastle is trying to find their way into the Premier League season. Nottingham Forest is also trying to find their way into the Premier League season. Ange Postecoglou has gone 5 games now without a victory. So coming to this game at home, away from home, they will try to see if they can win. But the truth about this Newcastle team when they are playing at home is that it is very difficult to defeat Newcastle at St. James's Park. So I know it is going to be a tough game for Newcastle and another tough game for Nottingham Forest. Wolverhampton versus Brighton. This game is going to be a balanced game, 50-50. All of the two clubs did not start the Premier League well. Brighton defeated Chelsea last weekend, and they defeated Manchester City on Premier League Matchday too. But other Premier League games have not really been good. So I think this game, the game is still somehow going to be 50-50 between Wolverhampton and Brighton. And the final Premier League game is going to be that of Brentford versus Manchester City. Remember, last weekend Brentford defeated Manchester United 3-1, and Manchester City defeated Burnley 5-1. Who is now going to win this game at the end of the day? Now, what are my predictions for these 10 Premier League games that are going to be taking place on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Let me start with the first game of Friday, Bournemouth versus Fulham. In this game, I know that Bournemouth can win this game, and I also know that Fulham can win this game. So the chances of Bournemouth winning the game are equal to the chances of Fulham winning the game, just because of the way they have started off the season. But at the end of the day, I think Bournemouth is going to take at least a point in this game. Leeds United, if I say a point, meaning either they win or they draw the game. So the double chance is going to Bournemouth. They either win the game or they draw the game. So I don't think Fulham is going to live in this game with all the 3 points. So Leeds United versus Tottenham. I know it is very, very difficult to play against clubs that were just recently promoted back to the Premier League. But in this game, Leeds United play at home with the recent form of Tottenham. I think Tottenham is going to defeat Leeds United on Saturday. Arsenal versus West Ham. If I'm not going to think far, Arsenal is going to defeat West Ham in this game. They are going to dominate in terms of corner kicks. They are going to dominate even in terms of goals. So I think Arsenal is going to score at least 2 goals in this game. I am also expecting Victor Gyökeres to score his goal also in this game, because it's been long I saw him scoring a goal. Now, Manchester United versus Sunderland. I know many people are going to underestimate Manchester United, but in this game, I know Manchester United is going to get at least a point against Sunderland on Saturday. Chelsea versus Liverpool. If I'm being honest with you, Liverpool is going to get at least a point in this game. Chelsea is playing at home, right? Stamford Bridge. And in this game, I know Liverpool will either get a point in this game or all the 3 points. So the only chance of Chelsea succeeding in this game is by a draw. I think Liverpool is going to grab a win in this game or a draw. So I'm double chancing Liverpool in this game. Aston Villa versus Burnley. I know Aston Villa is not actually having a good start of the season with just 1 victory in the Premier League and 1 victory in the Europa League. So I think this game is still going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one, but I think at the end of the day, Aston Villa is going to defeat Burnley. Everton versus Crystal Palace. Now, this game is a game where Everton is in form, Crystal Palace is in form. And if you ask me who is going to win the game, I'll tell you I don't know. But if I'm being honest with you, I think Everton is going to grab a point in this game. Crystal Palace is still undefeated, but the way Everton is also playing, I think they are going to grab a point in this game. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. If I'm being honest with you, Nottingham Forest is Newcastle is going to defeat Nottingham Forest. I don't trust this Nottingham Forest team anymore. I don't trust them. If I'm being honest with you, I don't trust them. So I think Newcastle is going to grab at least a point in this game. Wolverhampton versus Brighton. Both teams to score. That's my only prediction for this game. Wolverhampton is going to score. Brighton is going to score. And the final Premier League game of round 7 is going to be that of Brentford versus Manchester City. Now, Manchester City shared points with Monaco 2-2 in the UEFA Champions League Matchday 2. And their last Premier League game, they defeated Burnley 5-1. So in this game, I already know that Manchester City will score at least 2 goals in a game. And one thing I know also in this game is that Manchester City is going to leave this game with at least a point, either 1 point or 3 points. So I'm double chancing Manchester City in this game. Guys, I've come to the end of the video. Like I said, if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, I will appreciate if you can hit a thumb up to the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, you tell me your own predictions for some of these Premier League games that are going to be taking place this weekend. If you cannot predict all the games, just choose the club that you do support. At least you are supporting a Premier League club. Just give me the predictions of that Premier League club that you are supporting down in the comment section, and most importantly, share the video, and see you guys on to my next video.